Welcome to Transformational Tuesday. It's a special time of the week where we want to share with you the journey, the challenges, and just all the success that you can get when you go through a transformation. And this week we have the amazing Sean with us. Sean, just introduce yourself a little bit.
Ka-shing.
Hi, my name is Sean Ka-shing Chung. Call me whatever you want to call me, really. I'm an accountant, property investor since, November 18, and I've currently developed a portfolio of HMOs in Derby, East Midlands, currently on the route to 93 units by the end of this year.
Woo!
And Mark's going to obviously ask me questions on why and how I got to it, really. That's it. How did this happen?
If this is not real, then I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Cool. So look, just tell us, what was it about property, investing or making money out? I don't know. You tell us, what was it?
So you were an accountant.
Yeah.
So what is it about property? What made you say, yeah, property is something I want to...
So the story really was, I've been doing the books for property investors for 3 or 4 years. I've been doing it for 7 years now, and it was really that question I asked. I still remember to this day. I asked one of my clients who's been doing it for 11 years, rent-to-rents in London, and we sat in his lounge and I said, what made you get into this? How did you get started? And he said clearly, Sean, I'll tell you because I treat you like a friend. And he sat down, blank piece of paper, he showed me leverage, that was it. I was in that traditional thinking of I should buy a house, pay it down, save probably another 20, 30 years and buy another house. And I never knew the concept of leverage. I did know about it, but I didn't know. I thought I know, but I didn't actually know, basically. And then... Like we're all in.
Yeah. Like we think we know.
We think we know, yeah, that's it, yeah. And then we get comfortable and complacent. And I was earning quite well in accountancy, and I could see myself doing that for 50 years. And then the penny dropped when I saw my old mentor, who mentored me through the accountancy. He worked to 60, and he didn't really like he could enjoy his life anymore. It literally sucked everything out of him. He was working practically 6-7 days a week, and that was the position I was in. And you kind of mirror who you're being mentored, really. And that's what I found. I was like, I need to follow people that want to get to where I want to get to, and just go for it, really. That's it. And ultimately it's for family. I've been quite a family driven person. We never sat down a day without a family meal. It's always together on the table. It's a Chinese tradition, and I kind of wanted that for when I'm starting a family with Joey. We get married this year, so
congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, and when we start a family, I just want to be there for my family. That's the main thing, and I knew property would give me that choice and that freedom of time to spend that time where it mattered, really.
So you went through that whole thought process to then be able to say, I want to do it.
Well, that's it. You start to find out, how can I get to where I want to get to? And I came across a course, did some learning. So I learned between March to about August time, building power teams, and just learning the right strategy for me. And obviously HMOs was where I came across was the highest cash flowing strategy to get to where I want to be in a short space of time. And well, the results don't lie, really.
So then when you started, what were the challenges? Either, mentally or emotionally, physically, what's all of the challenges that you came
You get a lot of mind freak because you're conditioned by how you think your thought processes were from an early stage in life to how you're around in your environment, your family, and then you've got to get outside into a different environment to get different results. And that's where I started seeing changes in my thought processes and personal development, just improving constantly every day, really. I never used to like reading, but now I realise how important it is to just improve and just really learn more. There's a lot out there to learn. I know 3 languages. If I want to learn 10 languages, it's possible, and I wouldn't even question it now, whereas before I would. So it's these small, subtle changes that I've noticed.
What challenges in do you have any challenges over your property? So finding investors, challenges on site,
so
valuation.
Yeah, challenges. There's loads. Finding the right team members, builders. You've got finding finance.
Which ones were the specific that happened to you during your journey? What were the biggest challenges there?
I think the biggest challenge I probably had was coming to a standstill on one of my refurbs and just like the finance hadn't come through from a bridge just because of experience or how prepared I was. But with the learnings I've taken from that, I know what to do on the next time around. So I didn't get finance.
You didn't get the finance.
I didn't get finance for 9 weeks into my refurb.
So you couldn't start the refurb?
Well, I started already. I mean,
carry on because you couldn't pay them?
Well, I could carry on. Because I thought of a solution, which was to find an angel investor to pay for refurb whilst that's in place, and then I had another 6-bed refurb going on at the same time. So it was really money managing, which you'd think like it'd be natural for me, but then there's so much, like I said, mind freaking emotions going on. Sometimes you
when
feel
it's not your money. You're used to managing other people's money, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's it. And it's just really, in the moment, coming up with a solution and just problem solving, really, and that's it. And that's a big challenge. And I had a down valuation on one of the 6-bed HMOs, and it was just coming up with a solution rather than dwell on where did it go wrong. It's reaching out to other people, other advice, and it's like, look, have you thought about, did you go to the right broker? Did you go to the right lender? Have you designed it in such a way where you can add more value just going through planning? So there was subtle changes I could make without having to go back to brick and start again. And these key learnings are what I take away with to my next developments and next refurbs. And it's planning, really. It's planning at the very start rather than just going in there straight away and let's hope it works. So it's a learning curve. That's the biggest challenge, I'd say.
So what about some results since? I know when I first seen you, it was like a year ago.
Yeah, November last year. Yeah. The year before, actually. Yeah.
It is. Yeah. Oh yeah. And what are some of the results you got since then?
So at that time, I'd probably only raised about 150k of angel finance. I worked out last year, 2019, and raised over $500,000 of funds.
Yes.
And that's just really going out on social media and just really giving everyone a taste of who I am, because I'd had the benefit of working with clients from the accountancy practice, but the majority was really social media and also finding potential joint ventures as well. And again, it's a relationship game. You don't just get married to someone you meet on the first date. You got to build that relationship. And
maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe, yeah, that's it. Whatever floats your boat. And really, being in the right environment allowed me to do the things I did last year, which was I had 6 purchases accepted within the last 12 weeks, from September till now.
Wow.
6,
yeah.
In the last 12 weeks.
2 of which I completed in December and November.
Awesome.
And I've got 4 more going through this month. I agreed another deal just before Christmas as well, which pushes it to next month as well. And all of it was really goal driven. I never really kind of planned everything with the goal in mind or the mission in mind. And this is what's really changed and transformed my life, really, because I've put my mission first, and it's what drives me every day. I write my goals down every day. I used to think, don't need to know it. But when you know and you're doing, it's 2 different things. As soon as you actually put it into action, something just happens. That's it. That's it.
You have you have a lot of projects that you've finished. You have ones that you're either just starting or just purchasing, and then you've got more that's coming as well.
Yeah.
I know you have so many units. Do you know when it's done, just those current ones, what the portfolio is going to be?
So I've estimated now the latest one, it would be worth over £4 million.
In a year?
In a year, yeah.
Wow.
And going from 24 units to 93 units, which is a massive jump.
What a transformation.
And it is.
24 to 93.
24 to 93.
In 1 year.
In 1 year. That's it.
God.
And I set my goal for 100, so I'm not there yet. Well, I actually set it for 1,000 after we met. Yeah. And it's what drives me, I guess. And most importantly is what will those units and what will that cash flow give me. I worked out I'll generate about £25,000 a month by 20th of September. And our wedding is the 20th of September, so the date has significance And it's like a deadline, and people always work to a deadline.
It's the 25th? You said it's the 25th?
The 20th of September.
Oh, the 20th.
Yeah.
So it's 25k by the 25th.
That's quite cool. Yeah.
Going crazy. So what is the biggest kind of realization, or what was the turning point for you to start accelerating, making it happen?
The turning point is to don't hold back, don't limit myself, and the moment I start feeling comfortable.
So what happened for you? Like what made that shift?
I was doing coaching as well, and then when I stopped the coaching, I felt I got comfortable, and then I was like, oh, I can live like this. But then I wasn't thinking bigger. So I can live like this now, but what about in 20 years' time? Do I start taking those actions in like next 2 or 3 years, or do I start taking action now to the build? And that's when I realised if I don't make each day count, I'm not going to get to where I want to be. And setting that goal higher, so like the 1,000 units, even if I don't get there, I realise that I'll still get to what I set out for in the first place. And it's like that realisation. It's like, look, I'm not thinking bigger. I'm not setting a bigger goal, a bigger mission, and I'm being selfish. A lot of people have said that to me. It's like, that's the feedback. It's like, I've been kind of stopping myself from helping others, thinking I'm not competent yet. But then a lot of people said, well, do you not feel that you're being a bit selfish because you're not sharing? And then you're always going to be in this little bubble. So again, it's a mind trick there as well. Doubting, there's always doubt. But,
so what stops you from wanting to play big? I know obviously you're on the track to playing big now, but just through your journey, what was stopping you from playing big?
I think it's just being comfortable. That's it.
Just wanted to play safe.
Just want to play safe. That's it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, let's not go into the bigger deals.
It's like what society programs us to be like, right?
Yeah.
You know, live in an average house on an average street and all of that, and average life, and you got average wage, and you can go and get average cars, or you might be a little bit above average. What you look at other people. Yeah, because but then you're training yourself to compare yourself to other people, and that's a whole different concept of limitation.
That's another key thing. I was always comparing myself to other people. I never really compared myself to myself. So now, when I look back to like how I was, well, even as a child, going through like exams, there's always 3 cousins, and then I was always at the bottom because I never got the good grades. And now it's kind of like, it doesn't really matter. It's what did I achieve last year? What did I achieve 5 years ago?
I think that's what's hard when you're a business person, entrepreneur, whatever you want to call it. You don't self-reflect. You don't look back and say, right, so this is where I am right now, and I'm aiming for this, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing this. But actually, God, 12 months ago I was here. Look what I've done.
That's it. Yeah.
12 days ago. What?
Yeah, exactly.
What
like
you doing 12
celebrate
days ago?
all the time.
Yeah, 12 weeks ago.
Yeah.
12 months.
I mean,
is a big period.
So for example, just the other day I saw something, so you might want to share because it's quite exciting. So didn't you buy like a commercial unit and you've gone through planning? I mean, what happened with that deal? You just had some success come through.
Oh yeah, so my so many successes. So I negotiated a deal from January last year to the end of July. Finally got, it's a direct to vendor, it's a commercial unit, it's been empty for about 1.5 years. It has planning for 8 flats already. We went through the process of me qualifying the deal with my architect, my power teams, and then we found out that the build wasn't feasible as 8 flats. We could still get 7. But what I put forward to the vendor was, look, we can actually turn this to clusters of HMOs, so potentially it's 24 to 25 bedroom HMO, so clusters of 4 and 5s, and it's only a stone's throw away from the hospital, so it's a brilliant location, it ticks all the boxes. The challenge I had was funding, so I could raise as much angel finance as I could, but I had other deals in the process, and then luckily when I got through to the right broker, they found the right product, and it all got confirmed the last week, where I will get 65% of the bridge cost, so the purchase price will be funded, and 100% of the development cost.
Awesome.
So it's about 450k in development and about 350k in just buying it.
Strategy.
That's it. And I need to fund that 35% plus a few fees.
And you had to go to planning. What happened?
Well, the planning has been accepted as 8 flats already, and we spoke to the planning consultant, and because it's sat empty for many years, it's in the council's best interest to convert it into something that's more feasible. And I think you know him quite well, Steve. He believes in our strategy, and he knows our end product.
Council, you know, because everyone's scared to talk to them. I don't know why.
Yeah.
They want quality housing in
That's
their
it.
area. That's all
Yeah.
they want. And like for him, he's like a senior planning consultant in the
Yeah.
council. And like as soon as he'd started to come round to the houses and see the end, because he was like, "Can I come round at the end? Because
Yeah.
I just want to get a feel of what the quality is."
Yeah.
Then he was fighting for us on the applications and saying, no, this is brilliant, we want more of this.
Yeah.
Yes, I know there's not a lot of parking, but I've seen the kind of tenants and they don't have cars. Like, I was like, oh my God, I don't have to say anything. Because he knows what you're providing.
And that's it. And he's the one who's going to be on the other end of the line for you when you're in front of... I've been to committee before.
Yes.
And you see the
Green light, red light, marked light. I need one of those at home. So
That's true.
you're going to stop talking.
That's it, yes. You see the councillors put their hands up. You see they're so negative-minded, but then they don't see the benefits, and I don't think they know the end product. So
They don't.
I think my next plan of action was really just get in touch with them, write to them. I mean, they're still people.
Yeah.
And you do everything the same you do with anything else to convince anyone. You need to show them what your end product is, and then when you get them on side, everything just goes through like a breeze, really. I mean, tomorrow I've actually got a planning consultant going to one of my properties that are going through planning, and I never even had that before.
Yeah.
The fact that they're willing to come out and see the scope of your works, I was like, oh yeah, right now it looks derelict. Yeah. We need to get this through to make the neighbourhood better, and it's providing better facilities for the community, and we're only going to house good tenants.
Adding value.
Exactly.
It's adding value. It's always adding value. That's it.
Yeah. So you had your planning accepted, didn't you, recently?
Yeah.
This deal.
That's it.
So how many was that for?
So that was 6 bed, 8 persons, and for two properties I had previously, and also it was 20 bedroom HMO. That's it. 20 bedroom HMO. That's it.
I mean, listen. Anybody that's watching, that's not an easy thing to do. To get a 20-bed HMO through is an extraordinarily difficult task.
Yeah.
Because even like a 10-person 6-bed can be a challenge when you're looking at highways, and people don't realise with planning applications how many people have to be consulted per application.
Yeah.
They don't realise what goes into it. And to get a 20-bed HMO accepted,
right now it's currently going through consultation because we've spoken to the planning consultant, so it still needs to be updated. But I'm fairly positive it's going to go through because...
So what's the difference between, thinking, I'm going to do 1 or 2 deals here and raise a little bit of money here. What's the difference now to 20-bed HMOs, big commercials?
Well, the difference is obviously portfolio size and cash flow, but it's
that's the difference in the result. But what's the difference in your transformation now you're wanting to take on these things?
It's the same amount of work and thought process against it. So why should I focus on thinking small compared to thinking big?
So what you're saying is it's the same amount of effort.
Same amount of effort, yeah, that's it.
Whether you're just going to do a couple of 6-bed HMOs or whether you're going to do conversions and new builds and all the rest of it.
Well, that's it, yeah.
See what I tell you? That's the difference. No, there's a difference. The only difference between £1 and £100 million is the way you think.
Yeah, that's it.
There's no other difference.
It's number on...
The money is the money.
It's number on the paper, really.
The value to exchange for the money or the situation, the project, the product, whatever it is the same.
Yeah.
The only difference is the way you think.
Yeah, that's it.
You're not different to me. I'm not different to you in terms of who could, do what. It's just how do you pull it all together? How do you work with people? How do you think differently to have other people involved?
Mm-hmm.
And now that's what you're doing as well.
It's always saying to yourself, how can I make this happen, and not, I can't make this happen. Yeah. So it's flipping the penny around and always think of a solution. Don't just hit. You can hit a roadblock, but then that roadblock's probably only about that big. You just need to go around it.
Based on your realizations, based on your transformation, because you've gone through an awesome transformation in the last 12 months, what advice would you give to people who are either just starting out to make that jump, or to invest in themselves, invest the time, go take that action, or people who might already have started that, hey, look, you've got to go and play a bigger game? What advice would you give to them?
I think you really do need time to give yourself space to realise where you're at now, and also devise a bigger mission, bigger than where you are now and how long you're going to be on this earth. Because I've devised a mission that I want to pass down for generations. So, like, if I died today, I want to be remembered for something. That's it. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, he was just a guy doing property. Yeah, I want to be the guy that's how he provided for his family. He took his parents like everywhere around the world, and no matter the circumstances, like, do everything you can today to make it happen. Because you're only here for a finite amount of time. I know you said you want to live until like you're 100 or something, spiritually maybe. But, yeah, that's it. And it's the advice is really just to think bigger and think bigger than yourself. Like,
and what can they do? So, like, you know, some people struggle with mindset, things like that. What other advice would you give on how they can do this for themselves?
Well, there's loads of personal development books out there. I mean, you've got the Law of Attraction, you've got you guys do good mindset stuff as well. And there's a lot of resources out there. Once you tap in, I realised once you tap into one resource, it leads to a next. It's maybe the Law of Attraction again, and then you become more aware and more conscious of things around you, and then you make better decisions than you would have before, because you're in a different environment. And you're no longer conditioned by the previous thoughts. And that's how I feel now. I'm always thinking of how can I improve myself mind-wise. Whenever there's like a negative moment that comes up, I don't let it eat me up. And I had some bad blood with a builder, and I just made peace. I didn't wait for him to make peace. I just said, look, let's just give each other feedback so we can improve, because if you dwell on something, it takes up space, and then you feel like crap for the whole day, and then you don't want that to affect other actions throughout the day. And that's it. Just
very wise words.
That's it, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here, sharing the story with the people. Big transformation. I know you're going to inspire many, many people. You already are. So do keep continuing to inspire. It's amazing what you're doing. And as always, you've got to remember, just like Sean here, you've got to do the right thing for the right reason, because that's the only way you will discover your true potential.